My name is Mackenzie, also known as M to the Third on Ravelry, and this is my first YouTube video. I'm a little nervous. There have been a lot of conversations about diversity within the knitting community and the slow fashion community. And one of the ways that I engage with the community, aside from having worked at local yarn stores for about 5 years, has been through knitting podcasts. And I feel like podcasts are such an accessible way for people to, come into the knitting community, slow fashion community, whether they're watching or making podcasts. And I have had a hard time really getting into them myself, and I think that it's because I don't see myself represented in them. And instead of sort of waiting around for content that I found relatable, I thought I would just make my own. So here I am. And yeah, it's very vulnerable putting myself in front of a camera, and I want to do it. I want to sort of make connections, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I identify as fat positive. I identify as Latina, Chicana. I have lived in urban areas my whole life, so I feel like that is something that is not represented in the knitting world well. I grew up in California. I lived in the Bay Area, and now I live in Boston, Massachusetts, which is very different from California. And I've been here for about 4 years. I am engaged to my partner, Kay, who identifies as genderqueer and non-binary, and they use they, them pronouns. So if I'm talking about them, I'm going to be using they, them pronouns. I identify as queer and have identified as queer for about 10 years now, and also femme. Femme is a really important gender expression for me, and I'll probably elaborate on that at a later date, but basically a fat, femme, queer, Chicano, cisgender woman. And I'm a knitter and a sewer, and I really love interior design and just good design in general. And fashion is something that I am chipping away at to make myself part of, make myself feel like I belong in it. Fashion is a very interesting world, and I definitely don't relate to the couture fashion, despite the fact that I, get inspiration from it. I think a lot of us do. But I, as a fat person, as a queer person, as, someone with not a lot of money, I really want to carve out a space for myself. And I think it's kind of a radical act to do that, especially in the slow fashion world and the knitting world, where it is so white and so skinny, or the people who are represented are skinny, and that's just not my experience, again. So what I really want to do is shake things up a little bit in regards to like the knitting podcast format. It's not going to be a standard, this is what I knit this week, this is how far I've gotten, this is what I've acquired. I want to do things a little different because I do sew, I do create outfits, so I hope to do some handmade versus ready to wear sort of videos where I'm going to be comparing something that I have made and form-fitted to myself versus things that I could buy in a store, or not really a store because stores don't usually have plus sizes, but like online. And also to take you through the journey of dyeing some yarn for a sweater knit along that a friend and I are going to be doing. As a fat person, I think it's cool to like just feel sexy as myself and in my body, and I'm learning to love my stomach and my arms and my thighs, and it's hard to put myself out there, but again, I really feel like it's important, and I think other people will be responsive to it, and I hope that's the outcome of this. So I don't know, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun and a little intimidating still, but yeah, I'm excited to do more videos and, you know, to do a little bit more making than just talking at you. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It would be really awesome if you subscribed and hit the like button. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. Yeah.